Christina Peffer joining us live from the scene. Christina, where exactly are you?
Good evening, Tom. I'm here right now off of 10th Street in Southport. And like you said, a little bit before 7 o'clock this evening, a family member came home and they found 2 dead people inside. Well, Donna, after speaking with Dalton Hayes, he told me that he knew exactly what he did was wrong. Hayes states that 13-year-old Cheyenne Phillips was eager to get out of Grayson County, Kentucky. And even though Hayes told me he knew it was wrong, he wanted to help her. The 2 are facing multiple felony charges in Kentucky and could be both heading back to the Bluegrass State in the next day or 2.
That's right, Ron. As you can see me, a lot of Gwen Graham supporters dancing behind me. When they found out that Gwen Graham did win District 2 seat, they were jumping out of their seats with excitement.
Well, Ron, on April 2nd, the Troy, Alabama Police Department found this video during an investigation into a shooting incident in their jurisdiction. Troy's police department contacted Bay County, and now both departments are working together on this case.
Very cold out here still from early morning hours. The good thing, though, is that a lot of the ice on the main roads on 90 and 331 here in Defuniak Springs has melted. Unfortunately, there's still some slush on the road, and as temperatures begin to get colder throughout the afternoon, that could turn back to ice.
Christina, was anybody hurt after today's fire?
Thankfully, Ron, no, but I did speak with a few residents, and a lot of them told me they were not made aware that a fire broke out until they heard the fire trucks arrive.
A friend of mine texted me that the new building was on fire, and I thought she was kind of crazy.
But after a few minutes, Beersman got up and realized the fire was in fact raging.
And there were just flames shooting towards the sky, and the smoke was everywhere, and it smelled horrible.
Fire officials say flames engulfed 9 units on a newly constructed apartment building in the complex.
We've got the area cordoned off to keep people from coming in and out. And again, it all depends on how quick we can get the fire knocked down. And once it's knocked down and it's safe for us to get in there, then we can try to make a determination of what caused this fire.
Fire crews spent most of the morning putting out those flames and making the area safe for firefighters to investigate. At this time, they still don't know the cause. Fire officials say the building had temporary electricity, which was turned on at the time of the fire. While crews continue to work, residents say they hope if a fire breaks out again, someone will let them know sooner.
We are in a multi-connected community, and there were no knocks on the door or alerts to the entire community as to what was happening.
Now, we actually just got word from South Walton Fire Marshal Sammy Sanchez, and he says a bulldozer arrived on scene this afternoon, and they were able to clean up some of the debris. Now, at this time, Sanchez has ruled out a gas leak or lightning strike as the cause, and they don't plan to investigate anymore.
Walton County residents living south of the Choctawhatchee Bay are trying to cope with what they've lost to this week's heavy rains and flooding.
I'd say 2 to 3 throughout the board, deeper in some spots, but that's about right.
Ryan DeVore's Blue Mountain Beach yard and home suffered extensive flooding Wednesday with 4 feet of water outside his home. The only way he could reach it was by kayak. He spent the past 24 hours trying to salvage anything he can.
For how our standing water is, because we've had some issues since last summer, it's never been this high. It's never gotten in the house before for us, so that's kind of new.
A little farther down 30A, Ray Petta's home was destroyed. Petta says it happened in a flash.
Washed the side of the driveway out, the driveway collapsed, my navigator fell into the hole, then on the other side of the driveway the garage collapsed. It just all happened extremely quickly.
And hundreds of South Walton homeowners are dealing with flood damages. Parts of 30A are still closed due to cave-ins.
Just kind of get through it, and it's out of our control.
County crews are surveying the flooding to determine which areas will benefit from pumping and then doing the work. In Walton County, Christina Peffer, News Channel 7. It took crews 1 hour and 1 bulldozer to remove a landmark of sorts that's had people buzzing for months. Back in October, a storm washed the last Echo and its owner ashore. Since then, it sat buried in sand on the beach at the Camp Helen State Park.
The owner was on board, and it washed up. In the bad storm, he lost both his anchors, and it's been beached here ever since.
Public Works officials from Bay County assisted park officials with the removal of the boat Friday morning.
It's been kind of a tourist attraction in a sense of it's good for photography. and it's just kind of odd that it's here in the first place, so people have kind of been attracted to it.
Jim Dillamarter, who lives at Carillon Beach, has come out here for months snapping pictures of this nostalgic sailboat.
I have a sailor friend back in Iowa who wanted to have some pictures of it because he came down to look at it about a month ago and just was wondering how it would come out.
But beyond its beauty, many of those passing by find it to be unsafe and are glad it's finally being removed.
It's getting to the point where it could be dangerous for the kids. Kids were swinging on the mast and all sorts of things, and it was just being tossed around by the waves and filled up with sand. I think it's a wise thing to do to remove it.
In Camp Helen State Park, Christina Peffer, News Channel 7.